Welcome back to another episode of Do You Know Star Wars Unlimited? For those that don't know, my name is Mike. I go by Mobius1 on YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. Why don't you go ahead and share a little bit about yourself for those who aren't familiar with you?
What's up? I am Rebel Resource. I have a YouTube channel that is dedicated to Star Wars Unlimited. I have everything from interviews, competitive content, B-roll of me going to different events like Gen Con or even PQs upcoming this at the end of 2024. So that's my channel and that's me.
I am someone who just really enjoys Star Wars Unlimited. I'll say that much. I play a lot of this game. I make a lot of videos on it because I play the game all the time. And between that and all my other YouTube adventures, I'm kind of just permanently online. So you can find me Veiled Shot, Star Wars Unlimited, Veiled Shot in general, kind of just all over the internet with that. Twitch, Twitter, all this stuff.
I'm Tower Number 9. I also do some Star Wars Unlimited videos on YouTube, and I have some written articles up over at the Fifth Trooper blog. You can check those out as well. I was on the first episode here, and last time I got 6 out of 10, and I'm hoping to equal or better that score this time. So we'll have to see how I do.
Wow. I have nothing to share except I did terrible last time we did this, so I'm hoping to do better, or I'm just gonna blow my second chance here. So I have nothing else this time.
You're familiar with the rules, but for those who may not have seen the first episode, the way this works is I'm going to show you a series of cards from the game, all of which in this episode will all be from set 1, so they're all still Spark of Rebellion cards. This is the last episode that I'm going to be doing just set 1. We'll start introducing set 2 after this one. Cards I show you may or may not have been altered in some way, so it's up to you to determine if the card is correct or if it has been changed, and if it has been changed, how. If a card is changed, there is a maximum of 1 change on the card.
No trick where there's 2 things. Okay.
Correct. Same thing as last time. The only 2 parts of the card I promise have not been manipulated are the artist's name in the bottom left and the card ID in the bottom right. Everything else from the name, subtitle, type, cost, power, HP, traits, card text, rarity, and even the art are all fair game. I'm going to show you 10 cards in total, some of which are cards you should be intimately familiar with, others not so much. Some of the edits might be obvious, and some might be extremely challenging, so take your time. Feel free to talk through your thought process, and remember at the end of the day, this is all for fun, so if you get tripped up, don't feel too bad.
All right. This is going to be tough.
Any questions about that?
No questions. I think I got it. I'm nervous. I'm not going to lie.
Good. I like that. You'll do fine.
I am ready and I am excited. I still am not ready for the art of the traits, to be honest. I am still not ready for those 2.
I have to do better than last time, but now actually super concerned.
I mean,
so
you
let's
don't
go.
have to.
I think that you have to. You have to improve. Else you get worse.
Just like the last time, we're going to start you off with a couple easier ones. Here's your first card, so good luck.
First card. Okay, we're looking at Superlaser Technician.
Unit ground, that looks correct.
3 cost is correct. It gets you right to the 5 resource turn right after, which is great.
Command Villainy, ground unit 2/1 Imperial.
Art looks good again. DJing right there.
Okay, yeah, so I can recognize what's wrong with this.
You may put this unit into play as a resource and ready it.
So right off the bat here, I know that Superlaser Tech comes into play as a readied resource.
You may put this into play as a ready resource.
It goes into play as a readied resource.
It's missing the and ready it portion, so.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, starting off super easy. There's the correct version. You're absolutely right.
That card has been so prevalent in the meta that I'm quite used to how it works.
Oh man, I played a lot of that card. I'll say that much.
I mean, in set 1, if you were playing green-black, you were running 3 of that. With no questions.
Yep. Just every time.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, you just cut off the last couple sentences. Wow. Yeah, that's smart.
A little bit of a warm-up. Number 1, good job. Number 2, probably another card you've seen a lot of, but how well do you know it?
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett collecting the bounty. That does sound correct.
Unique symbols there. Gotta look for that this time.
It's got the unique symbol. Guys, I looked for that immediately this time.
3 cost, 3/5, Cunning Villainy, Underworld Bounty Hunter.
I don't believe it's fringe or anything weird like that.
It is a legendary.
On attack, and this unit is attacking an exhausted unit that didn't enter play this round. Deal 3 damage to the defender.
3 cost, Cunning Villainy, ground unit, Boba Fett collecting the bounty.
If this unit is attacking an exhausted unit that didn't enter play.
Didn't enter play this round. Deal 3 damage to the defender. Boba Fett
Okay.
I actually know the artist is correct on this one. Surprising.
No bonus points.
I was trying to get those bonus points.
Thinking about the subtitle for a second. That's the one thing that I'm really bad at is the subtitles or like the secondary titles.
Since I think the text box is correct, I think the art is correct. The other thing that you mentioned earlier that I'm looking at are traits and potentially subtypes, which I am horrible at.
Collecting the bounty is correct. Is it correct? Actually, now
God is telling me that there are no changes to this card.
it could be this card is normal.
Oh, yeah, okay. Tricky.
I'm actually going to say the subtitle's wrong.
Boba Fett collecting the bounty is the leader.
I'm going to say the collecting the bounty is the leader one.
Collecting the bounty is the leader version.
You're right. Do you know what it should be?
Yes. In like the back of my mind,
It should be the disintegrator, if I'm not mistaken.
disintegrator.
It's Boba Fett Disintegrator is this one.
Yeah, you got it. Good job. It is not Boba Fett
Oh.
collecting the bounty. That's the leader title.
I was thinking it was going to be some complexity with the ability, but no, the subtitle, yep.
The leader technically gets the resources readied, so
Yep.
which is like the bounty. Yep.
I knew it was something like assaultive.
I knew if I was going to change a subtitle, it needed to be a card that most people knew what the original subtitle was.
Like, I only know Boba Fett and Sabine, who's Galvanized Revolutionary. That's the only two I know.
I have a feeling that I'm not, because of some of these things that the subtitles being kind of irrelevant to the game for the most part, I'm
Yep.
probably not going to know them.
All right. Number 3, you ready? Let's see how familiar you are with this one.
Stormtrooper Lieutenant, 2-cost ground unit.
2/2 common Imperial Trooper. That is correct.
Similar to Fleet Lieutenant.
I'm kind of like keying into these arts immediately just because you mentioned that, and I'm
Excellent.
worried about that one.
The art looks close enough. I mean, I don't even want to say exact. I'm going to say close enough.
When played, you may attack with a unit.
If it's an Imperial unit, it gets +2/+0 for this attack.
I'm looking at the rarity symbol as well this time.
Common seems correct on that. Imperial Trooper seems correct on that.
Stormtrooper Lieutenant. I'm like worried you're going to spell it differently or something.
I'm just going to say this card's correct. Everything looks good, and I can't figure out what's missing.
I'm going to say this card's correct. I don't have to worry about subtitles, so I think the traits are correct. I don't know if there's any other ones. I'm going to say correct.
Oh, it is a Snowtrooper Lieutenant. So that is what is incorrect on this card.
2-cost. Okay, so I see it immediately. This card's not called Stormtrooper Lieutenant. It's called Snowtrooper Lieutenant.
Yeah, you nailed it. Good catch. The name of the
Oh,
card
wait,
is
what?
Snowtrooper Lieutenant, not Stormtrooper Lieutenant.
Oh, it's Snowtrooper. Oh my. Yeah, I knew it was the name. Okay. All right. Yeah.
As I'm reading through it, I'm like, yeah, okay.
See, I was like, oh, I'm looking for you to misspell it, but I didn't actually expect you to change the name on me entirely.
This is the classic.
I gotta key in a little bit more here. I gotta dial in, get a little focused here.
It's late. We'll let everyone know we're recording this one pretty late, so maybe we'll forgive that one. How you feeling? Still nervous?
No, I mean, the Boba Fett one got me. I was like, I was like, is that the leader? I literally thought that, but I'm like, you got to have a trick one in here.
Gotta be tricky, man. We're slowly drifting away from the familiar cards and into the more obscure. So here's one that you may actually not played, but let's see if you know it.
97th Legion.
Is it the 79th Legion? Now I gotta double check that.
This is one where if you changed what number it was or whatever, I would not know it.
I think it's the name. Well, oh, it's not unique. It's for sure not a. Oh wait, no. Hold on.
I'm gonna go through the rest of the card, but I don't believe it's unique.
It's oddly a unique unit, which I always found strange. I remember that.
It's Legion, so it could reasonably be unique. It's a lot of units. It would be the 96th Legion if there was a second one, right?
If it's a specific name of a legion, it's got to be unique. That's my thought reasoning there.
7-cost command villainy.
Green looks good. I believe this is Imperial as well.
This unit gets +1/+1 for each resource you control. Imperial Trooper.
0/0 is the stat line. A nice Force Lightning immediately kills it.
Oh man, this is so tough. It's something with the name.
Uncommon feels correct on this because you don't see it a lot.
I think it's the number in the name. That's going to be my final answer. We'll see if I'm wrong there.
I'm going to say that's not unique. because it's not that good of a card, and they seem to put unique for very specific named characters. So I'm going to say it's a not unique unit.
We have 7 cost. Oh wait, it's not villainy.
If I recall correctly, this unit is not actually villainy in its original form. It is command only.
If there's something else wrong with it, maybe, but it's not a villainy unit. I know that one for sure because I've played this in draft a lot.
So this is one of the rare Imperial but not villainy units in the game.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
It's not a villainy card.
That one, if you're not familiar with set 1, that one's legitimately hard because like it looks like it should be a villainy unit.
I see Stormtroopers and immediately I think villainy.
That one I felt pretty confident about immediately. As soon as I saw it, I was like, yep, that's not a villainy card.
There's Yularen, and is Reinforcement Walker Imperial?
Oh no, you should know that, right? The Walker. I don't think it actually is Imperial.
I think I remember even when this was previewed, people were like, "Hey, what is this? Why is Colonel Yularen not villainy? You know, he's a villain. Why is 97th Legion not villainy? You know, it's these Imperial troopers."
This next one, I don't think you've ever played. As a matter of fact, I don't know that anybody has ever played this card, but I know you know it.
I've played it 100%.
Galactic Okay.
Oh.
This is a card I have literally never played.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I'm sure people tried and said, "Hey, this is terrible. What's the point of this?"
This is famously one of the worst cards in the game.
I have looked at it a lot because I vote this as literally the worst rare in the entire game.
It is a rare. It is mono villainy.
7 cost event is correct.
Play a non-heroism unit from your hand for free. Deal damage to your base equal to its cost. Okay.
All that looks true.
Innate feels off.
Oh, is it innate? That is usually for the cunning cards.
I am not sure if that innate is actually true. However, I'm just going to assume that's true because that sounds true to me.
This is going to be trickier because this card is almost never played, not even in limited.
I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in the text that seems weird.
I feel like it's the trait of the event. Oh, the name is getting me. Galactic, is that what it's called? Is that actually the name of it?
The only other things that I am questioning are the art and the subtype.
The question is, does it actually cost 7? Man, it's so bad if it costs 7. But I think it might actually be that bad.
Is it 8? No, I'm pretty sure it's 7.
You could have messed with the art in some way. That is totally possible.
I'm pretty confident that this is the correct art.
I have so many of these in my binder. Like they're all like, I have like 7 of them in one spot.
And as soon as you get to them, you just flip right past.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
I think the trait is right. It is an event. I think the text is right. I think the title is right.
I'm gonna say it's the subtitle is not innate. Like, I don't know. That seems like a weird subtitle. I'm gonna say it's not innate.
I think.
Does it have some different trait? I was doing horrible on those traits last time. You know, I'm not sure that I could identify this.
I think it's innate. I'm going to go with final answer. Innate trait is what's off there.
Yep. I'm just gonna say it's not innate and it's supply, and be mad when it's the text box.
I'm going to guess that it's the same. Let me know is there some subtlety that you changed?
I'm going to lock in and say it's correct.
Yeah, you're right. It's correct.
Oh, no.
Okay.
That's just it.
This is definitely a tricky one just because it's such a janky card, in my opinion.
Innate is, why is innate like?
I feel like the innate one, that trait is very rare in the game.
I guess you're just ambitious. That's an innate trait.
I've tried to put this in my deck a couple times, but then I'll get into spots where like, oh, I could play this and then play my reinforcement walker, or I could just play the reinforcement walker.
People have talked for a while about how, you know, someday we're going to see the unit that makes Galactic Ambition amazing or whatever. And like,
Bring it
could
on.
happen.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
It's these cards that are exactly the same. That's actually trips me up the most because I'm always looking. I'm like, something's wrong, right? Subtitle's wrong because something's wrong.
Right as you start to get into the groove of finding things that are wrong, I got to keep you on your toes and remind you that there doesn't have to be a change.
I'm gonna
All right.
wait for the episode where you make 10 cards correct.
It would be really
Fine.
entertaining for me.
Fun content.
Really entertaining for me, but for viewers, probably very boring. We're already halfway through. You're doing all right.
I'm going for the lowest score ever. That's my goal.
No,
Just
you'll be
teasing.
fine.
I just need to hit one more to equal my score from previous.
Number 6. How about this?
Bendu. Okay.
6 cost, double vigilance.
Bendu is double blue. I know that much.
Force creature. I know it's the force trait. It is a rare.
Bendu, the one in the middle.
The one in the middle is actually correct.
It is a 4/7, I believe.
Nice body, nice like butt. Sentinel. Correct.
I remember comparing it to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Obi-Wan is like 6 for a 4/6 Sentinel, and his ability is arguably better.
On attack, the next non-white, non-black card you play as face costs 1 less.
Okay, so I think these.
It's a 4/7. It's 6 cost.
I think the cost is right. I think the aspects are right. I think the ability is right.
The one in the middle. Again, the subtitles they're gonna give me if they're gonna give me the one in the
You
middle.
got one
I think
already.
that's correct.
So I'm 100% on this one. This is the first card I'm 100% on.
Might be that the next thing costs 2 less.
The next non-heroism, non-villainy card you play costs, I believe it's 2 less.
I want to say it should say 2 less. Oh, that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
The next card you play this phase costs 2 less.
I'm going to go with my gut here and say that the original on attack ability discounts it by 2, not by 1, and that's what's been changed.
That's the only thing sticking out to me, and I'm going to say that is my final answer is 2 less.
I'm going to say it's 2 less.
Yeah, you're right. Good job.
That's a kind of obscure one, but I was
Hey,
able
we're
to-
more than halfway through. We gotta
grab it. Yeah,
crank
I've
up the
equaled my
difficulty
past
a little
score.
bit.
Yeah, it's vigilance for 2. That's what that is.
If you think about it, it's just a card. So like if you're playing double vigilance, you
Yep.
literally can play vigilance the
For
card
2.
for 2 resources.
Yep.
Which is
Rivals
crazy.
fall for 4.
Oh, that's wild. Yeah, it's very good.
Real play is really not playing Bendu and playing vigilance for 4 and still doing better. Like, that's the key.
So here we go. Number 7.
7. Let's see it.
Oh, okay.
Vanguard Ace. This is considered one of the worst cards in the game when it was previewed.
2 cost. You know that's correct, and I hate it.
It actually did end up seeing some play in U-Wing reinforcement decks.
I was trying to theory craft like this card like with U-Wing reinforcement, and Moz came out. Moz is 1 cost. That's better.
I don't think it's unique, man. The unique symbol's gonna trip me up, though. That is one thing. I don't think it's unique.
I think people were hoping for a good 2-cost space unit, and they got this unit instead.
1/1, cunning heroism, all correct.
Rebel vehicle fighter. That's iffy.
Rebel vehicle fighter. I believe that's all correct.
Rebel Vehicle Fighter, when played, for each other card you play this phase, give an experience token to this unit.
I don't know if it's rebel. That's the one that's throwing me off.
Like if you didn't have the rebel tag, it's just atrocious, right?
For each other card you played this phase, give an experience token to this unit.
Maybe that's why I haven't played it, because it didn't have the rebel tag.
The rebel trait, I don't know that it's is, and I don't know that it isn't.
I remember trying to build around it when set 2 came out, because we got a lot more 1 resource plays, but it really just isn't that great. And I believe it's because it wasn't a rebel unit that I really didn't like it.
I actually know what's been changed, because
Okay.
it's one of the big weaknesses of this card.
Is it a common though? I don't remember. That's the other thing. I don't know if it's a common or uncommon. It's got a Star Destroyer on the art with an X-wing. How is this not a rebel? I don't know. It's gotta be that. I don't remember what the other tag was though.
I believe it's for each other unit you played this phase. Give an experience token to this unit. So I'm gonna say each other unit and not card.
So far, I'll give you 0.5 point. You're absolutely right.
This card is not a rebel.
For the other half, do you want to take a guess at what it does actually say?
Is it just Republic? Like I don't. Maybe it's just Republic.
This is one of the extremely few cards in the game to have the New Republic trait.
I'm gonna say Republic. I don't know if that's correct or not, but
Meanwhile,
Ooh, I love this card. Oh, I already know it right away. It's not a rebel, it's New Republic. I love this card. It's one of my favorite arts from set 1. So it is New Republic, not rebel.
Yeah, no hesitation there. You're absolutely right. This has the elusive New Republic trait. It's New Republic.
Because it actually represents a character from Star Wars Squadrons, which is in the post-Rebellion era.
Because here's the thing. Because Republic is a real trait, right? Like if
Yeah.
Republic on its own didn't exist, then I'd be like, yeah, okay, you got it. But because Republic is different than New Republic,
I
feel like if it was Rebel, it would be used in there'd be decks it could be used in, kind of.
If it were Rebel, it would work with a bunch of the synergies that like the Sabine decks and stuff play, but it isn't. It's New Republic.
On Solo from set 2, I tried to play that with this and cheat out cards and then play this with your final 2 resources. It's just not good enough yet.
There's like no New Republic card. I don't even know.
You said you were bad with traits.
Hey, this is one that I remember specifically because it's weird.
I think the Adelphi Patrol Wing is also a New Republic.
Yep.
It's just kind of floating off.
Just change the title of your video to "Do you almost know cards?" and I will 100% everything.
But hey, you got the Walker trait, so this was my revenge, my trait revenge on you for the Walker.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't believe I did not know that. I feel less confident on these ones. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but I was struggling at card 2. It's been tough since card 2 for me. Everyone else, no problem. For me, card 2.
Number
Woo!
8. Here's another space unit.
Number 8, Home 1. Oh yeah, I've played this unit.
I'll be so mad if I get this wrong. Oh, I'm gonna be so mad.
Unit space 8 cost. That's correct. It is green heroism.
8 cost space unit command heroism.
Alliance flagship. I'm telling you, I will just never ever be confident about this stupid subtypes.
Alliance flagship, yes.
That just sounds correct to me. I don't know. I have no idea.
The power and toughness is getting me. Is it an 8/8? I'm gonna think about that for a second.
Command heroism 7/7 stat line is correct.
Unique, yes.
Rebel vehicle capital ship.
It is a rebel card. I know this time. Vehicle capital ship makes sense.
It is a capital ship. It's legendary.
Legendary, yes.
Restore 2. Each other friendly unit gains restored 1.
When played, play a heroism unit from your discard pile that costs 3 or less for free.
Did you throw an extra spaceship in there? I don't know.
Oh, I know it.
It isn't to play a unit that costs 3 or less for free.
Play a heroism unit from your discard pile. It costs 3 less, something along that line.
I believe it says play a heroism unit from your discard pile. It costs 3 less.
I believe it's play a unit from your discard pile and it costs 3 less.
It's play a heroism unit from your discard pile and discount it by 3.
So if you play a 3 cost, it does happen to be free, but it's not actually for free.
This one I'm confident about. It's the cost 3 less. Yeah,
Yep, that's exactly right. Yep. Good job.
If you get a ton of resources, I think in the past I've done things like play Home 1 and then I have 4 resources left and I bring back Han unit.
You could play a Luke Skywalker off this, and I've had it happen against me.
Yeah, the 3 almost got me. That was good. That was good. But I was like, no, I've played Luke with this.
I think most people, you would just use it to play something the 3 or less for free. I think most of the
Yep,
time that's
the
what
lieutenant,
happens.
Wing leader is usually what ends up happening.
I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at the art for a second. I'm like, it'd be really, really easy to throw an X-wing in here in the background.
I really like Home 1. I think it might actually make an appearance in set 3 with all the token synergy. Given all your token units, restore 1.
Especially with coordinate, like a coordinate
Yep,
deck.
exactly.
And Home 1 is great because it plays 2 cards. It plays Home 1 and then it plays something else.
It
So
activates coordinate, gives all your troopers the restore. Yeah, I mean, it's a big body. It's good.
All right, what do we got next?
All right, you
Are we
have
up
to miss
9?
one of these now. All right, yeah, we're on 9, so there's 2 to go, and if you get
2 to
both
go.
of these, I might reconsider putting this episode out. Here comes number 9.
Ooh, prepare for takeoff.
Ooh, okay. Prepare for takeoff.
Normally, I don't play like these draw effects, but this is a card I actually do.
I think I've only seen this in one feasible deck, which was the green palp deck.
It is an event. That's correct.
Plan is the subtype. That is what I was laughing about. I have no clue if it's just plan, to be honest.
The trait could be different, but I think there's very little chance of me getting it right if the trait is different.
It's green. I know that much. Is it a plan? I don't know.
I believe it is planned. It is a... Ooh, wait a second.
Search the top 8 cards of your deck for up to 2 vehicle units, reveal them, and draw them.
2 cost is, I want to say correct, which I think is part of the problem. It makes it terrible.
And you have the reminder text on there, the parentheses, which I believe is correct.
Does it cost 1? No, recruit costs 1.
Okay, recruit costs 1. Prepare costs 2.
Search the top 8 cards of your deck for up to 2 vehicle units.
I think that's correct because I remember this having an absurdly large text box.
Looking at the art myself too.
Art looks fine.
I'm getting hung up on the number 8 a little bit.
I think that's right, but it might be the top 6 cards of your deck.
All right, I have like 6 things that could be wrong. And
Oh
could
boy,
be
all right.
correct. I don't know.
So I have several areas identified that are like potential issues with this card.
I know it's 2 units for sure.
I don't 100% know this card's called Prepare for Takeoff. Maybe it's called something so close, but not.
But the other thing I was looking at, and this is what I was looking at with Home 1, is it's a legendary. And I said earlier I've been looking at the rarity symbols.
I don't know its rarity off the top.
I don't actually know for sure. It might be that this is uncommon.
The common throws me off. Like the card's terrible.
I'm torn between common, uncommon, but I feel like this would be really good in draft and they'd want it to show up a lot. So it's got to be a common.
I'm going by design, and you don't want to see this card an exponential amount in draft.
I also kind of feel like the card might be uncommon because it's complicated.
Is it a plan? I don't know. It seems like a plan, but it could be a supply.
I don't recall ever seeing top 8 on a card.
You might search the top 8.
I feel like they really like the number 5, 7, and 10.
Or it might just be the card.
I feel like I'm going to be wrong here. I don't feel super confident.
I feel like there's too many elements and I'm not certain on any of them.
Prepare for Takeoff is not a common.
I'm going to say the number 8 seems incorrect. That's my final answer.
I'm going to guess that this is the same and we'll see what happens.
I think it's an uncommon, if I am not mistaken.
I'm going to say this card is actually uncommon, and it's just from a design standpoint.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
It is uncommon.
Oh, no.
I thought that was maybe the case, but
Okay.
Okay.
Good catch. Good catch.
Design mechanics came through this time.
I was not confident enough in my answer.
Yeah, those are the ones that'll get you for sure.
Common and uncommon are simply placeholders for what cards are either A, good, solid cards like Toro, or B, cards that are cool, but like you definitely don't want to see a bunch of these in draft, else it ruins the draft.
Yeah, 8. Search of the top 8 is very, very unusual, but they do just kind of seem to pick arbitrary numbers for some of these.
Triple Dark Raid being 7. Like, why
Yeah.
the number 7?
It's such a weird number, yeah. They must
One
have been
at 5.
playtesting it and been like, no, 6 is not enough, 8's too many, we'll go with 7.
This is one thing I've been looking at the whole time is rarity symbols. I said it earlier with the stupid 97 Legion. Oh, man,
Yeah,
I'm happy.
there weren't any rarities changed in the first episode. I keep mentioning that was a potential thing to change. So yeah, good thing that you kept checking. I can breathe easy knowing that at least it wasn't a flawless run.
Yeah.
Is that 5?
What did I do?
4?
4.5 last time?
Yeah. Sorry.
Someone's got to lose the episode. If it's me, that's fine. I did better, hopefully, or at least I tied. We're just going for small incremental improvements and not going backwards.
Are you ready for the last one?
Oh, I don't know. Let's go for it. Let's go for it.
In episode 1, the final card that I showed you was Vigilance. I wish that I did do what Wu had suggested and rearrange the order. That would have been really tricky.
That's almost impossible. That's really tough.
But the last one should be really tough. This card, significantly less text to read, but doesn't mean I'm taking it or going to make it any easier on you. I present to you this card.
Snow Speeder. Okay.
Oh, I hate it already.
Snow Speeder.
Okay, 5 cost heroism ground unit.
3/6, 5 cost. Ambush.
3/6 Rebel Vehicle Speeder.
3/6 Rebel Vehicle Speeder.
If speeder's a trait, I think that's correct. I don't know if speeder's a trait.
It is mono heroism. I'm confident about that.
Oh man, there's so many things about this card that I'm like.
Common rarity, I actually think that is correct because this card comes up a lot in draft where it's actually pretty good.
Common card, that feels fine in the sense of this.
Or is it an uncommon? It could be an uncommon. Would you give me the same thing twice in a row?
The card looks so off.
Something feels. Is the art off on this one?
On attack. Oh, interesting.
On attack, exhaust enemy vehicle ground unit.
Exhaust an enemy vehicle ground unit.
That feels correct on the on attack.
Oh man, this is so tough.
Okay.
So the two things that I'm really looking at.
Sorry, I'll talk through this. I'm just trying to process this. I think my mind is struggling.
There's 3 things. Okay, the first one being the name of the card.
Snow Speeder? Is it called Snow Speeder? That seems I don't know.
I'm not convinced it's Snow Speeder.
Does this even have ambush?
The question for me is, does it say you may, and does it say enemy?
3.6. Is it a 3.5?
Rebel vehicle speeder. Like now I'm really mad that that's a thing.
The second thing is the speeder tag.
There could be some other thing that I'm missing. Maybe speeder isn't a trait. I honestly don't know if speeder is a trait.
Speeder seems correct to me.
Walker
What?
was a thing, which that makes more sense. Speeder just sounds even worse.
The third thing is the art. I feel like there's something off about the art.
Now I'm looking at the art on this one. Did you mess with the art? I gotta think about this.
Okay.
Is this like the there's the green command heroism snow speeder art.
Rogue Squadron skirmisher.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Mhm.
Yep.
The picture's very similar, is it not? Or did you just apply that picture? Is that what you're getting me with? Like the picture of Rogue Squadron skirmisher looks like this.
The green one, that's like the 6-cost one, returns a unit to their hand.
I feel like you cut out the snow speeder and like pasted it on here, and it's just wrong.
I'm gonna say it's the picture. I'm gonna say it's the card we talked about last time. It's the Rogue Squadron picture.
This is all the money on the line. No phone a friend, no like 50-50 or anything like that.
No,
This is
not
like
yet. Not until people start demanding it.
I don't like any of this. This is the last one, right? This is the
Yeah.
last
Yep.
one. Good.
Down in the comments, put phone a friend because I would love to phone Woo or Veiled Shot. Apparently, the dude knows every card in the game.
I don't feel like I've looked enough at snow speeder to know whether or not it's the name, the art, or the trait.
I know it's a ground unit. People often think, oh, is this a space unit? Because it's a ship, right? People think like, oh, it looks like a spaceship.
Yep.
I figure the name has already been incorrect once. The trait has already been incorrect once. You
Oh,
can't
we're
do it to
going
me a
we're
second
going
time.
meta now, huh? We're metagaming
Process
it.
elimination is what we're doing here.
Okay, I'm leaning towards no changes on this card and this being a 3-5.
I'm gonna say it's the picture.
I think something's wrong with the art.
I'm thinking the background on this card looks really janky.
I know Rogue Squadron Skirmisher, like I always liked the look of that art, and this feels like a Microsoft Paint, like a JPEG, just pasted on like a field of. I don't know. Maybe I'm insulting the artist here.
No offense, Ferrando, Korea, but I feel like the snow background is like, have I ever looked that close at that?
I just feel like Rogue Squadron Skirmisher looks so much better. Maybe just because I like the card more.
I'm definitely an example of someone who talks themselves out of a correct answer. So
We've done
I
it
was
twice
horrible.
already this episode.
done
Yeah.
it twice already.
My guess is going to be that this says on attack, you may exhaust an enemy vehicle ground unit instead of exhaust, and that's what was changed. Am I correct?
You know what? I'm actually going to I'm going to do what I didn't do. I'm not going to say that this card is correct. I'm going to say it was a 3-5, and that's my final answer. Oh boy.
I'm just gonna say the picture's off. Though, like the more I think about it, I don't think it is, but I'm gonna say the picture's off.
That's what I'm gonna say. I feel like the snow speeder itself is off, like the actual speeder on the art.
You're gonna get a half a point for this. Because it is the art.
Oh.
Can you be specific as to why the art is wrong? What do you think is wrong with the art? This one is mean. I'm going to get comments about this one.
I have no idea, to be honest. I feel like it's off. Like I'm looking at the card and I'm like, that doesn't look right.
This one is very mean. This was intentionally cruel. Here is what the actual card is supposed to look like.
Oh.
There's another speeder in the background.
You erased the little speeder in the background in the
Yeah.
art. That's a good one.
See, and that's I think what killed me. Like
If anyone gets that one right, I'm gonna be impressed. That's a
Yep.
that's a tight change.
something was off. I could tell. It was hard to tell what was off. It was the art.
Another speeder in the background. I would never have gotten that.
I was going for the wording subtleties, but it was actually the art subtleties. Nice going there.
Without the other snow speeder in the background, the backdrop looks kind of like,
It looks a
bit
little
lazy.
vacant. Yeah.
yeah, a little lazy. But with the other snow speeder, like kudos to that adds a little bit of depth to the illustration.
Fernando Correa. Okay. I need to go find his other art.
I started sweating a little bit. I was like, oh my God, is he actually going to get it? Because I really don't expect anybody to get this one. You pinpointed at least what was wrong, which is, again, really impressive. I went into this expecting, like, okay, fine. Even if people get the first 9 totally right, there's no way they're going to get this one. But you had a hunch and you were right. Again, it's the last one in the set.
Yep.
It's meant to be mean. Guys on YouTube, tell me how unfair this was. And Woo, I think you chose the right one to sit out of because I think you would have had some words about this one.
Well, I don't know everything. I barely know half.
No, this was
So-
excellent. You did well. 5 out of 10. That's solid. That's solid for a first appearance. Yeah, you got 2 half points and you missed 1. So that's 8 out of 10.
You know what? 8 out of 10, better than last time. I thought I did decently well, but I'm going to be curious to see how the others do on this one.
What did you think about these cards compared to the first episode? Do you think the difficulty was about the same or easier, more difficult?
I feel like the one I missed was one of the easier ones, just like the Vader one, and that's what's like, oh, really?
Those last 2 were tricky.
Yeah, this is really fun. I felt very challenged.
Yeah, about the same. I think there are a lot less played cards this time. Overall, I think last time at least most of the cards saw some level of play. But this one you're not seeing much, or it's more theory crafting stuff.
But yeah, most of these were on the tougher side. Like there was 2 on here that I felt like I immediately knew.
It's like I look at these cards all the time, but it makes you realize like maybe I don't know the cards as close as I thought I did.
Every other card I felt like I had to take multiple looks at.
If anyone catches that little background speeder, I will be impressed by that.
Also makes you realize how much design has gone into this game. So much design depth is in this game.
I was dialed in a little more on these ones, but
Yeah, you came into
I
this
think-
knowing what to expect, and I can't pull the same tricks on you guys that I did the first time. I know, like, I'll never get away with taking the unique symbol off again.
These ones look so good though.
I think you manipulate set 1 mace and put the lightsaber in his correct hand. I think people are still gonna get thrown off about it.
I can't even tell that there is something different about these cards. Even if I am looking at them like side by side, I still can't tell that you've adjusted them at all.
I appreciate it, and yeah, that's it wouldn't be fun if it was easy.
I watched the other one. It was fun. It was fun watching everyone else guess.
Well, it'll be good to see in episode 2 that I haven't seen the cards, so I could play along.
Thank you again for taking the time to do this. Definitely a pleasure. Very enjoyable watching you try and figure out what's wrong with the cards.
All right, man. Well, that was fun.
Thank you.
thanks for putting this together. This was a lot of fun again.